In the bustling city of Elmwood, there was a diverse neighborhood where people from various cultures lived together. At the heart of this neighborhood was a communal garden, a place where residents gathered to plant flowers, vegetables, and share stories. One summer, a new family moved into the neighborhood. The Johnsons were an African American family consisting of Mr. and Mrs. Johnson and their two children, Jake and Maya. They were excited to be part of this close-knit community and decided to contribute to the garden. However, not everyone was welcoming. Mr. Thompson, an older man who had lived in the neighborhood for decades, harbored deep-seated prejudices. He often kept to himself and was known for his stern demeanor. Jake and Maya were enthusiastic about gardening and quickly made friends with other kids. They often spent their afternoons at the garden, learning about different plants and sharing their knowledge. One day, as Jake was planting tomatoes, Mr. Thompson approached him. "What are you doing here, boy?" he asked gruffly. Jake looked up, startled but polite. "I am planting tomatoes, sir. My mom said it would be good to share them with everyone." Mr. Thompson grumbled. "Just make sure you don't mess things up." Later that night, strange things began to happen in the garden. Plants were uprooted and garden tools were scattered. The neighbors were puzzled and concerned. Who would vandalize their beloved garden? Word of Mr. Thompson's attitude spread, and many neighbors were concerned. They didn't want their community spirit to be ruined by prejudice. Mrs. Rodriguez, a Hispanic woman known for her delicious tamales, decided to take action. She invited everyone, including Mr. Thompson, to a garden potluck. The day of the potluck arrived, and the garden was filled with the aroma of different cuisines. There were dishes from various cultures, reflecting the diversity of the neighborhood. The Johnsons brought their famous fried chicken, and Mrs. Rodriguez prepared her tamales. The atmosphere was festive, with laughter and music filling the air. Mr. Thompson arrived, looking skeptical. He took a seat at a table, somewhat apart from the others. Mrs. Johnson noticed and approached him with a plate of fried chicken and a warm smile. "Mr. Thompson, would you like to try some of our chicken? It's a family recipe," she offered. Mr. Thompson hesitated but accepted the plate. As he took a bite, his expression softened. "This is quite good," he admitted. Jake and Maya, seeing an opportunity, joined their mother. "Mr. Thompson, would you like to help us with the garden sometime?" Maya asked. Mr. Thompson looked at the children, their innocent faces filled with hope. He sighed and nodded. "Maybe he will." Over the next few weeks, Mr. Thompson began to spend more time in the garden, working alongside the Johnsons and other neighbors. He discovered that despite their differences, they all shared a common goal: to create a beautiful garden for everyone to enjoy. One night, Jake and Maya were awakened by strange noises coming from the garden. They peeked out of their window and saw shadowy figures moving around. They decided to investigate and quietly slipped out of the house. As they approached the garden, they saw two masked individuals digging up plants and scattering tools. Jake whispered to Maya, "We need to find out who they are." The siblings crept closer, trying to get a better look. Suddenly, one of the masked figures spotted them and shouted, "Hey, someone's here!" The intruders fled, leaving Jake and Maya standing in the middle of the disturbed garden. The next morning, Jake and Maya told their parents about the mysterious intruders. The Johnsons decided to call a neighborhood meeting to discuss the incidents. Everyone gathered at the garden, worried and anxious. Mrs. Rodriguez suggested setting up a night watch to catch the vandals. Mr. Thompson, to everyone's surprise, volunteered to join the watch. "I may be old, but I won't let anyone ruin our garden," he declared. That night Mr. Thompson, Jake, and Maya took the first shift. They sat quietly in the dark, their eyes and ears alert for any signs of movement. Hours passed with no activity, and they began to wonder if the vandals would return. Just when they were about to call it a night, they heard footsteps. The intruders had returned. Mr. Thompson signaled Jake and Maya to stay hidden while he approached the figures cautiously. "Who's there?" he called out, his voice steady. The intruders turned to run, but Mr. Thompson was faster than they expected. He grabbed one of them by the arm and pulled off their mask, revealing a young man from a nearby neighborhood. "Why are you doing this?" Mr. Thompson demanded. The young man, named Eric, looked ashamed. "We were just trying to scare you. We thought it was funny," he muttered. Mr. Thompson shook his head. "This garden is for everyone. It's something to be destroyed for amusement." The next day, the neighborhood gathered again, this time with Eric and his accomplice in tow. Mr. Thompson explained what had happened and suggested that instead of punishment, the young men should help restore the garden. Reluctantly, Eric and his friend agreed. Over the next few weeks, they worked alongside the neighbors, learning about the plants and the community they had tried to harm. Slowly, they began to understand the importance of the garden and the people who nurtured it. One evening, as they were planting new flowers, Eric turned to Mr. Thompson. "I am sorry for what we did. I didn't realize how much this garden meant to everyone." Mr. Thompson smiled. "It's not just about the plants. It's about the community we've built here. You're part of it now, too." As the season progressed, the garden flourished more than ever before. The tomatoes Jake planted grew plump and red, the sunflowers reached for the ski, and the community grew closer than ever. Mr. Thompson and Eric became regular participants in garden activities, sharing their knowledge and learning from others. The annual garden festival arrived, and this year it was more special than ever. The entire neighborhood gathered to celebrate their hard work and unity. Mr. Thompson, once an outsider, stood proudly among his neighbors, his heart filled with newfound respect and friendship. As the sun set on the festival, Mr. Thompson raised a toast. "To our garden and the wonderful people who make it grow, here stow friendship, understanding, and a brighter future for all of us." The crowd cheered, and the garden, now a symbol of unity and hope, continued to thrive, nurtured by the love and care of a community that had learned to embrace its diversity. The story teaches us that prejudice and misunderstanding can be overcome through community, empathy, and open-heartedness. It reminds us that diversity enriches our lives and that working together, even with those we initially distrust or misunderstand, can lead to growth and harmony. The garden, a symbol of unity and hope, thrives when nurtured by the love and care of a diverse community. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment on your thoughts and encourage us for more videos.